Oh, yes. Welcome. So, I have some updates, some thank yous, and I'll do a little Q&A that I've been punting down the road for like 1,400 miles. I don't know when I first started saying that I would do it. But no, I wouldn't say, yeah, the main reason that I'm doing this is because I've hit a point of the trail where I can no longer keep up with editing, and it is no longer enjoyable for me to use my days off or my free time to edit. And I've already fallen really behind. It's like a month behind now. So I have decided that I am probably just going to punt it down the road and do a majority of the editing and posting after I finish the hike. I am not super close to finishing, but I would say the home stretch is around the corner. It's getting to that point, and I am excited to enjoy the rest of my hike. I'm excited to finish as well. I'm excited, starting to look forward to what I can do after the hike, with a lot of thinking out there and a lot of opportunity to reflect on what I want next, but then not a lot of time to actually execute on it and get into a computer and do research. So if I have a couple 0 days, I would like to go to a library and do that. And I just don't want the stress of trying to stare at my phone, editing videos. And I want to really just focus on taking care of my body, taking care of my brain, and finishing this thing. So this is just to let everyone know that you might see multiple weeks with no videos. Now, if I'm in a mood to edit, sometimes I am, and I can get a couple days out there and I'll post them right away when I finish it. I will. But yeah, I just want to let everyone know, because so many people, I want to say thank you, have said, we wake up every day with our morning coffee and watch you, and I'm honored to hear that. That really means a lot. So you will be able to do that. It's just probably more going to be a little chillier in the air in fall, and hopefully once I do start editing them after I finish this hike, it'll be consistent. So I can post it, schedule it, and have it out every day. But I was hoping to get through the hike where I could stay, my first original goal was don't fall more than 2 weeks behind. Then it was 3 weeks, then it was 4 weeks. And it just came to the point where, like yesterday, I was trying to edit and I just did not want to do it. And then you're staring at your phone, and I don't know, it gets me in a weird headspace sometimes when you're just staring at your phone, and then you have to go and put that away and do your chores and get your laundry, get your resupply, and you're like brain dead. Not to mention, when I don't take a 0 day, if I hike into town, all your calories, I swear your body's so good at adapting that like it just goes physical and your brain just shuts off. Hiker brain is a real thing, and you just feel so dumb when you get into a grocery store and there's all these options. So this will just let me focus on meals, hiking. I'll still get lodging. I'll still take a few 0 days when I need it, but strictly for rest. I would say the last 0 day yesterday that I took was 50-50. Some of it was because I want to get videos done. Some of it was because it was hot and I hadn't taken a 0 day in almost 10 days. So yeah, I guess that's the main goal of this, or main point, is just expect a delay. And for all the people that have watched along and been commenting and loyal to it and watching it, thank you. And you will have videos. I'm going to film like I have been. It's just the editing process is going to wait, because it's just become, I don't want it to feel like homework, and it has. In the beginning I was really enthusiastic about it. So thank you, and yes, there will be videos coming, just going to be later. I'm going to focus on finishing this thing. So that was first. Now a couple thank yous. So the last, I think there's 3 thank yous I owe for Venmos. So William, thank you very much. Mimi and Dan, that was the most generous Venmo I've gotten yet, so I can't thank you enough. And then Ritz, who I hiked with in the southern part of the trail. I believe she got off trail, but she sent me something to enjoy a meal or a hostel. So thank you to everyone. That means so much. And anyone that sends anything in the future, that will just go to food or lodging or both. So that has been amazing. I did not expect that, and it helps because another reason that I'm not going to be editing a lot is I just can't afford to take 0 days in hotels up north. The price is just too much, and that's why I decided to take a 0 day, because even though this is northern pricing, it's pretty inexpensive in comparison to everything else that's available in this area. So I'm going to be sticking to hostels and splitting hotel rooms and just enjoying it, because when you split a hotel room, you don't have your own space, so editing is tough, and I just want to sit and watch a movie and enjoy it, and the editing can wait. So those thank yous are done. Now let's see what else. All right, Q&A that I've been putting off. I probably have missed a few. This is just going to be a quick one. And that's what I want to mention before I get into this. I have so much that I want to say about the trail, and when I finish, I will do videos. If you like long form content, hour long videos on different topics about what I encountered, advice, all that. So, but it's just hard to get space out there. There's southbounds right now, and there's a lot of the late northbound moving up. So it is tough to say everything I want to while I'm on trail. When I finish, I will do a handful of videos. So if you have more questions, bring them in. I'll do Q&As, and then I'll just do topics that I think need to be covered. But the first question is tough, and this is going to show you where my brain's at. Someone recently asked, what's the best view? I honestly can't tell you, because the beginning of this trail is it's so long ago now, and I would have to really go back and think about it. I can remember the views I didn't get. It's funny. It's kind of like poker. You don't remember your best hand. You remember the hands that you lost. I remember Klingman's Dome was just socked in. And there's been a lot of good views, but I don't want to answer that, because I really would have to go back and think about that one. And right now, with all the work I had to do yesterday and relaxing, I will answer that in the future, but that's something post-hike where I can really reflect and take time to think about it. Let's see. Lighter pack versus heavier pack with cold gear and water. Okay, so what's the lightest my pack's been? What's the heaviest it's been? I don't weigh my pack often. I did weigh it with maybe a liter of water, and it was 26 one time. And then I also weighed it with 2 liters of water and a full resupply down south when I still had some more gear. I still had my stove, which I have now again. And I think it was like 30 and a half. And that's probably the heaviest I could get. I am getting a colder sleeping bag and pants back, but they don't add too much weight, because then I'll lose my sleeping bag that I have now. I am getting a puffy jacket, but then I might get my fleece that I've been wearing sent home. So I don't think I'm going to add too much weight. So yeah, right, I'd say the heaviest I am, maybe if I was carrying a lot of water, is like just over 30. The lightest it's probably been, no water and like going into town with no food, maybe 24, 25. But it usually stays in that range. But I don't know. I don't even know what my base weight is. I didn't weigh it. I just knew when I weighed it one time it was in the 26 range, and I was happy with that. So yeah, if you guys want like gear, if you're gear freaks, I'm the wrong person to talk to. Like sometimes people ask me what I have, and I like forget, because it works and I've been using it, and I don't obsess over it. So if that's your thing, I apologize, because that's just not my personality. It's what I use and what works. How is it without a stove? Okay, so this is a good question, because I did probably 700 miles without a stove, and it was nice to ditch the weight, but I pretty much carried the weight I lost in peanut butter and almond butter and wraps, and I was really enjoying it for a while. I was crushing the wraps, and I was looking forward to it. And then after a while, just like anything, when there's no variety, and I was trying to switch up the types of almond butter and the honey and the granola, and I just got sick of it. And before I brought my stove back, the last like 150 miles, I wasn't eating enough of it, and I had opportunity to get town food, so I was carrying it. So it was good for a short time. I don't know if I could do it for like a whole hike. And I wasn't cold soaking. That's the other thing. I was not cold soaking, but the peanut butter and almond butter and granola, it's like a ton of calories. But I eat something when it works, and then I burn out on it, and then I'm looking for something else. So I'm glad I did it for a little bit, but I'm glad I have my stove back now. I am not someone that could go stoveless for 2,000 plus miles. That's just not my person. And in fact, food is something I struggle with. Like, I hate eating the same pack food. I've been trying to get different bars. I've been trying just variety. Like, if it works for you, use it while it works, and then when you're sick of it, change it up. That would be my advice. So yeah, it was a good experiment. I'm glad I did it for a little bit, especially through the parts where you can get town food more often. But I could not do the whole trail stoveless. I couldn't. All right. The next question was, do I like the wraps? Yeah, when I first started eating them, as I said, I really enjoyed them. And I know some people say they don't look appetizing, but when you put honey and peanut butter and almond butter and granola in a wrap, it's delicious. But eat it every day, sometimes 2 times a day, and then it just loses its interest. And you can try to spice it up in different ways, but after a while, I just would look at it and be like, no, I don't want to eat it. But while it was good, I really did enjoy them. What model of La Sportiva? Do I have them right sitting next to me? I do. And I have the third pair about to be shipped out, but they're Mutants. They're pretty narrow, so a lot of people don't like them. These are pretty beat up. They probably only have hopefully another 100 plus miles, because I'm talking to my brother now about getting the new one shipped out. But I love them. But they are more of that tight hockey skate fit. But when I got my new pair, the second pair, like, there was like 0 break-in period. Usually I thought there was. And I unfortunately had to pay retail for the third pair. I had a discount site before the hike, so I was buying shoes and gear at 30-40% off. But I did not want to, going into the last third, like, switch up new shoes just to save a little bit of money. So I bit the bullet, is that the saying, and paid retail for the last pair, because it worked for me. It got me to where I am. I love them, but not many people do, and not many people use La Sportivas, and not many people, I've never seen someone use the Mutants. In fact, I had to buy the last pair on Amazon because La Sportiva site was sold out in my size, and I don't know when they come out with the new shoes. I don't know if it's just they're out of stock until the new year comes out, or if they're making, a lot of times they'll change it up and they'll make like a new Mutant with a different name, or a new Mutants, the Mutant 3.0, whatever. But I do love them, and if you like that tight fit, then they work, and they have awesome tread on them, and they're lightweight. Yeah, that's about it. All right. Bear bag or canister? I've never carried a bear canister, and I never want to, just because they weigh 2+ pounds. Obviously, if I had to, and if I was doing a hike where I had to, I would. But I just use a bear bag. It's already packed in my pack, but it's not even it's just like a stuff sack, and I probably should buy a bear bag, just because the wide ones, you can like see in them and reach in and get everything. But I'm kind of stubborn. It's worked for me this far, so that's what I'm going to continue to use. I did have to get a new one. I think actually Big Lug gave me one in Harper's Ferry, because I broke the clip on one of those like bear poles that they have. They're just, I don't know, unless I'm doing something wrong, like it's easy to get it on, but then getting the pole out, it broke the clip. But yeah, it's just like a stuff sack, and I put my food in there. And I'm going to skip because someone kind of going with that. Do I always hang my food? So if there's a bear box or poles or cables, I will always use that. And then I never sleep with my food. I'm pretty rare. Most hikers by now sleep with their food, but I just like the peace of mind of not having it in my vestibule. I understand, I'm not against it, and I understand that usually if something comes sniffing in there, you'll chase it away and it'll learn danger. Humans are intense and associate it, but I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and have to fight off a raccoon or a mouse trying to get in. I hang it. Do I always hang it perfectly? No. But the good news is on this trail, there's, I'd say more than half the time I don't have to hang it because there's something I can put in, a bear box, a cable, a pole. So yeah, on a different hike, I don't know, I would think about other options, but for me, sleep is important, and a mouse trying to get into my tent, even if I kept it investable, just trying to get in there would keep me up and it would piss me off. And so if there is nothing available, I hang it. Is it perfect all the time? I'll admit no, but so far nothing's gotten into my food. All right. I film on a GoPro and an iPhone 15. And how do I get it onto a hard drive? I just have a Samsung. I have a lot of my stuff packed away. I should have thought about this, but it's just a Samsung SSD drive, and it plugs right into USB-C, and then I can transfer over. But it is not always easy, because if I want to transfer something from the GoPro to that, I have to transfer it to my phone, let it load on there, then transfer it to the hard drive, because there's only one USB-C on my phone. But yeah, it's pretty simple. If you get these new SSD drives, are portable, light, and they work. And yeah, I have the iPhone 15, so not the newest one, but the second newest one. Make sure I didn't skip anything. An umbrella. Someone asked, with all the rain when it was down south, would it be beneficial? If that's your style, I'm not an umbrella person. I've never been. Even in light, like going to weddings or like funerals when it's raining, everyone's like, you want an umbrella? I'm like, no, I'm fine. It's just not my style. People that have them out here love them, but I would rather wear, if it is colder, wear a rain jacket with a hood, or if it's the summer, just get soaked, because you're going to get soaked from sweat if you put something over. And I don't want to have to pack an umbrella. I don't have to carry it. I don't want to have to take it out. It's just, but if you're someone that didn't like the sun, although you're not in the sun directly too much on this trail, or you just wanted to stay dry, yeah, the people that have it love it. But it's just something I will never think about bringing. It's another thing to carry. Do I always filter my water? Yes, unless I'm getting it from, a hose or a building or anything like that. If I'm getting it from a stream or a spring or anything, I know at the higher elevations you're probably fine, because you're getting it right from the source at the top. But why? It's peace of mind. Why walk another hour and then have to think about, oh, is my stomach weird because of the water? Like, I have the filter. It's not hard. I use the Be-Free filter. I did buy a new one at Harper's Ferry because the old one was slowing down. And if you don't get the bag, I think the replacement's like $20. So I was like, I'm just going to get another one. I already have the setup for the bags. It screws right on. I can drink right out of it, and it's not difficult to filter into bottles. So I do. Peace of mind. You'd probably be fine most of the time, but if you ever got sick, it would suck. So I don't take the chance. All right. And then what sleep pad do you have? I have again, I think this is the name of it, but it's a Big Agnes Ultralight Zoom, or Zoom UL, and it's the wide version. The only thing I would change, if I could go back, I would not get the wide, because my tent is tapered at the feet, so it kind of bows it out. So if there is heavy rain, the fly can sometimes kind of hit it, and it can kind of like seep in, not like soaked, but it is comfortable. And if my tent was bigger, I'd have no problem doing the wide, and I still use it. It works for now, although I patched it and it still has a slow leak. Like, I wake up and my hip will hit the ground, but I do have the accordion pad to back it up. But that does suck. I patched, there's 4, they're not even like punctures, it's like where the dimples are, the dimples kind of just got like little holes. So I patched 4 of them, and it's either the patches aren't holding 100% or there's more. So again, if I get time at a hostel and I can get a spray bottle with water, I'll try to patch more. But I think that was it. I may have missed 1 or 2, and again, when the trail is over, I have so many more of these videos that I could just talk for half hour on these topics. But I figured I'd give you this now and let you know, say thank you, and let you know, yeah, the videos are going to be behind. I can't keep up and also focus on the hike and enjoy it, and I can't afford a hotel room once a week up north to just crank out videos for a day. And sometimes, even though I had the time yesterday, I got one done, and then I was working on a second, and I just didn't want to do it. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to. And that's when I made the decision. So just figured to let y'all know there are videos coming. It's just going to be a little bit. So maybe when you're sipping coffee and the leaves are changing, you'll get to see when the leaves are still green. And hopefully I finish this thing. It's, as I mentioned, not the home stretch, but it's becoming a reality that if I just stay consistent, I will get there. I don't know what time it is. It's probably getting close to 10. I got to check out at 11, and I also got to get miles today. So yeah, thank you again, and I believe that's it for now. But yeah, if you have questions, leave them, and also comments. Like, I appreciate the comments on the videos. If I do squeak out a video here and there, I'm probably not going to respond to the comments. I'm just gonna I want to stay in the moment, and I just deleted Instagram off my phone, even though I don't post on it. I found myself scrolling on it too much, even if I got service in my tent. I may even get Reddit off my phone. I just don't want any distractions. I want to be able to enjoy the moment out there and not be looking down at my phone. Filming on my phone is different because you're not looking at it. It's not taking your attention. You're kind of just doing what you see. So I don't mind doing the filming. It's just I want to break the phone addiction, because when I'm hiking I don't have it, but then when I have a day off and I'm used to editing and looking down at it, then I just start scrolling on random stuff. So yeah, that's my story, and I am going to finish packing up and hike today, which actually doesn't feel like a chore today. I'm actually looking forward to it because I had a day off. All right.